guess, how long have you hit left-handed?
Well, in game, this is my first real competitive at-bat. Chance is lefty, but I've kind of always been swinging left-handed since I was a little kid.
But
just
Little League? Did you do it in Little League? Or?
No, not in games. Kind of just like practicing. Like if I fell off on my right-handed swing, I kind of just start taking swings left-handed, kind of even things out. And one thing led to another. I just started hitting off the machine, taking live at-bats, stuff like that.
That's kind of a drastic thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this late in a baseball career, like you've probably been playing 15 years or 16 years. Were you nervous your first bats against live pitching?
Actually, no. So when I made the flip over to left side, kind of the pressure of getting big hits like home runs and triples kind of left my shoulders. I'm like, okay, this is my first time hitting left-handed, so there's really no pressure in me. If I strike out, I strike out. People are just like, oh, he's never hit left-handed before. So that kind of just took the weight off my shoulders and kind of just let me go out there and compete and just without any pressure at all whatsoever.
So have you completely stopped hitting right-handed?
No. We work it from game to game depending on who the pitcher is. Like left-handed pitcher, I'm going to do most of my stuff righty. Same thing with right-handed pitchers.
Has having more success taken pressure off on the right side as well? Or?
Yes, it has. And now the same thing goes for my right-handed. It's now that I've succeeded left-handed, it kind of just okay, I know I can do this, and now why can't I just translate it to the right side? You know what I mean?
How tough going through a year like you had last year, where I'm sure is it hard not to get frustrated, maybe knowing you can be better than it's kind of going for you at the plate?
Definitely. And last year was hard all around, kind of struggling with a hand injury all year, and that affected my swing a lot. So I was kind of just feeling for the ball, trying to just make competitive at bats. But now, this year, being healthy and being able to switch, it's just giving me a lot of confidence.
They brought in a new guy, though, a really good hitter too from West Virginia.
Yeah.
Were you I don't know, in the fall, you're like, man, I might not have a job. This is going to be tough for me because he's a really good hitter.
Yeah.
What was your mindset after last year going into this?
I was actually coming into this year after the regime changes. I wasn't really know where I stood, so I called Link and asked him what he wanted of me, and he wanted me to stay and kind of be an older guy on the team. And when I found out McGuire was coming, I was actually really excited because every successful team that I've been on, there's been very competitive at the catcher core, and that got me excited because I knew we were going to have a lot of talent back behind the plate, and that kind of drives me to be better. You know what I mean?
Was there a legitimate worry though, this new coach, when he sees I wasn't great last year at the plate, maybe he doesn't want me on the team? Was there a legitimate worry when it's something?
Not really. I was kind of just thankful that he wanted me to come back and giving me another opportunity, but I looked at it as a chance, I'm going to compete against this kid. I'm going to compete against our really talented freshmen, and I'm going to see how I can compare to them.
Was it your catching hand or your throwing hand last year?
Catching hand.
Oh my
catching
God.
hand.
You're catching on a busted hand.
Yeah.
Well, what's the management of that, just being able to play every day, on a daily basis?
I got to know Stoney really well, our trainer. Me and him had a good relationship. We had a rigorous routine leading up into games every day. He made sure my thumb was okay, and I kind of just had to grind through it for the team.
Outside of hitting left-handed, adding that to your arsenal, what kind of other adjustments have you felt yourself make at the plate this year?
Kind of just sticking with Link's approaches. He has an approach for every situation that we come across, and just having confidence in those approaches, knowing that I have a plan at the plate every time I go up there, no matter 2 strikes, 0-0, 3-2, it's satisfying.
How much, you talk about that, how has Link, just changed generally your approach at the plate?
A lot. When he incorporated, we have a bunch of approaches for any kind of situation, like I said, but having a plan at the plate makes all the difference. I know if I get beat on a 2-strike pitch that I can go out there and make the adjustment the next at-bat. He does a really good job.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
You've caught a lot, I think most innings. How has that felt, being the primary catcher, then also hitting, is that more pressure this year, or how's that felt?
It's pretty much the same as last year. I got a lot of opportunities behind the plate last year, and I learned how to get into a rhythm of catching every weekend, kind of getting on that track and coming in here and doing it right away and being able to find that rhythm, especially behind the plate, and swinging is really nice. It's really nice, especially at the beginning.
What's it say about Link when his starting catcher comes to him and says, "Hey, I want to hit left-handed"?
He
How
came-
long have you? Oh, did
he came to
you?
me, yeah, he
Okay,
came
so
to me.
He saw you in the cage.
Yes, sir. I was just kind of messing around when we were doing our individuals,
Right.
and he saw me swinging off the tee, and he was like, "Dude, you do that?" And I was like, kind of mess with it. He's like, "Let's go work on it. Let's see how I do." And I guess it looked good.
Was it just one swing and he just stopped and was like, hey, or did he sit there for like a few minutes and was
So I was hitting off the tee, kind of just messing around, and he was like, "Come over here and let's do some front flips and see if this is something that I like." And did like 6 swings, and he was like, "All right, you can hit BP today." It's like, okay, cool.
How'd that first BP go?
Not good. Not good. I never hit BP lefty, especially like a professional BP. Like, you're gonna need to go out there and hit line drives, and it was kind of a learning curve, definitely.
How did you stick with it? Why did you stick with it then? Was it the confidence he instilled in you to keep going, keep giving it a try?
The confidence that he instilled in me, and that like I knew I had a good left-handed swing. I knew I had off the machine, I knew I could barrel balls up. It's just making that adjustment to like being able to place balls where I want to at any given time, depending on the pitch, that kind of thing, and just the repetition of that.
And obviously the beauty of being a switch hitter is the breaking balls are never breaking away from you. But it's also something you've never seen before. Breaking balls breaking into you, but necessarily a lot. So how did you make that adjustment with righties throwing curveballs and sliders
So
to you?
when I say I messed around in the cages, I mean I took breaking balls off the machine coming at 87. So this is not the first time I've seen
For
it.
years you've been doing this. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
When was that first moment you like in game or in scrimmage that you were like, okay, you know what, I can do this?
Actually, I remember exactly. I think it was my first at bat. I hit a line drive, one hopper up the middle, and Connor Moore made a really good play. But I barreled it first pitch, and I was like, this might be something I can actually do.
Do you remember when it was?
Sorry.
Remember when it was? Like you said.
Early fall.
Early
Probably first inter squad we had.
Your mentality coming into this year, what was that like? And what's it? I mean, I'm sure you knew you could do better than last year went for you. Just what's it been like seeing that in action?
It's amazing. This is probably the most fun I've had playing in a baseball game since, and no, it's just been amazing. It's been awesome.
Are you mad you didn't do it sooner? Like in high school, in middle school? Like,
So I asked my coaches a couple times, and they were like, we don't want to, and I could have had. Who knows what could have happened now, but I'm just excited that it's happening right now.
and how cool is it, man, to look up and see these numbers that you're putting up offensively? I mean, that's just got to be, from where you came from to where you are now, that's an enormous leap.
It is, and it's amazing. And I think I would have had better numbers last year if I didn't immediately hurt my hand.
Right,
I was kind of struggling with that, but I think this is really showing the work that I've put in with my left-handed swing, like leading up until this year, going back even to Little League, stuff like that. So it's awesome to see that pay off.
On Saturday, Buster Posey's being honored, as a catcher. How much did you look up to him coming up, and how great is it to see him honored?
Well, he was the big reason why I came to Florida State. Like growing up, I was always a Florida State baseball fan, and watching the end of his career is when I really started to watch Florida State baseball and being able to understand baseball, and to see his career with the Giants, saying that kid went to Florida State made me really try and come here. So it was nice.
Are you going to try to introduce yourself to him?
Oh, definitely.
Say, hey,
Absolutely.
Hang out with him?
I don't know about hanging out with him, but I'll say,
You should see.
we'll see. I don't want to bother him. He's big deal around here. I'll introduce myself.
Speaking of being the primary catcher this season and really your true backup, McGuire, being injured right now, can you just speak about your recovery approach between Friday night games, catching for almost the entire game, and then having to get up, be ready Saturday afternoon to kind of ensuring your durability for the rest of the season?
I mean, it's a big routine thing, like coming in and doing the same things day after day to get ready for the games. And me and Coach Wallace have a pregame routine that really gets me in, gets me locked, and just having a good relationship with the guys out there that pitch too helps.
You seem like you're just kind of like a baseball junkie, and that you just really enjoy being out there every
Definitely.
inning. Just how much fun is it being Florida State's catcher every single day?
I mean, man, when I learned that I was going to be the everyday guy behind the plate last year, I was ecstatic. I didn't care if I was hitting 150. As long as he let me keep going behind the plate, I was excited to be back there. And now this year we're having some success, and it's a great time, man.
What's it like catching that pitching staff you have? There's a lot of diversity, a lot of different arms, a lot of new arms, a lot of returning arms. What's it been like catching that pitching staff?
So it's been nice. It's been a big change of pace from my last 2 years here, having a really experienced older staff these last 2 years, and coming in and have these freshmen. it's a big learning curve, but I think Wyatt and Seawitt and Monty and Doug are helping these guys adjust to this kind of atmosphere, this kind of baseball.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Colton.